Welcome back to game number 2 here on this Wednesday afternoon. Charleston Birds with you here at the Vanguard softball field after the Wild defeated the Ducktown Quacks by a final score of 7-1. We now have game number 2 for you as the Crush take on the Salty Waves. And get this one underway is Riley Rees grounding out to second base. And that pitch hit to the right side and through for a base hit. That will be Avery Cordell with the first hit of the game. This one's starting at 4:03 here on this Thursday afternoon. For the Crush, coached by Gabby Sandoval, Riley Reeves, Avery Cordell. Those are your 1-2 hitters, shortstop and first baseman. And that will then bring the starting pitcher, Alyssa Deflifson, to the plate. T. Johnson, third baseman, bats fourth, with Garcia batting in the 5 spot. Andrea, followed by Kayla McGee at catcher in the 6th spot. Juliet Verdugo, the DH, bats 7th. Emma Foster, the right fielder in the 8th. Lily Ruff in center field bats 9th, and Adriana Portillo in left field bats 10th. They will be opposed by the starting pitcher, Madison Belleville, out of the University of Wisconsin for the Salty Waves side. 8 appearances, a 9.33 ERA, and that's outside for a ball. 6 innings, 13 hits, 8 runs all earned, a walk and 5 Ks. Made her debut February the 7th against Ole Miss, going 2/3 of an inning and getting her first strikeout. Wisconsin going 33-21 on the season. A pair of D1 players out there facing each other is out of Deflifson. At the plate, UC Davis player, Badger, and an Aggie. Over-under at first. 1 out. Deflifson takes for a ball. At the moment, the Crush are in need of another pitcher. Deflifson has thrown everything for the team. A couple of other teams have lent the Crush a pitcher to give her a break, and that might be the case today. So a walk puts 2 on with 1 out. Defensively, for the Waves, over at first base is what's her first name? It's Tia Johnson, grounded to the pitcher. There will be only 1 play. It's the first. And that is 1 free ground out for out number 2. Garcia at first. Brooklyn House at second.
So are you anywhere near Grandma? Okay, I don't
Allison Wolf is at third. And the shortstop is Melina Alfano. That's in there for a strike to Andrea Garcia. Savannah Gatewood is in left. Center field is held by Kenny Thompson, and it's Foreman out in right field. That ball to the backstop, and no one advances. Alina Foreman out there in right for the Waves in the black jersey. Up, and that fastball swinging through, unfortunately for Andrea Garcia. Puts her down 1-2 on a pitch that probably was going to be a ball. Lots of heat coming off the right-hander. And our next offering goes back to that same result. Greener up, strike 3, and a hit and a walk leave 2 aboard. That will take us to the middle portion of the first, so let's get you set up for the lineup here for the Waves. Foreman will lead things off, followed by Kennedy Thompson. And the designated hitter, at least to start, will be... See, I've left the Bailey Brand Castilleja. Following her in the 4 ball will be Allison Wolf. Brooklyn House bats 5th. Garcia bats 6th. Toppy is 7th. Savannah Gatewood bats 8th. Molina Alifano bats 9th. And Bellevue, the starting pitcher, is in the 10 spot. We'll see if she gives it a go from the batter's box. For the Crush, it is the UC Davis product as mentioned. Defleson doing the pitching. 5-6 freshman out of Fair Oaks, California, and Bella Vista High School. On the season, a 6.70 ERA, 0-4, 18 appearances, 3 starts, 2 complete games, 42 2/3 of work this season, 85 hits, 53 runs, 34 of which were earned, 19 walks to 16 strikeouts. High of 3 strikeouts against Stanford and Cal State Fullerton on February the 14th and April the 18th. The freshman will have behind the plate Katie McGee with Avery Cordell at first. Second base is held down by Andrea Garcia. Shortstop Riley Reeves. At third is Tia Johnson. It's Adriana Portillo in left, Louis Roth in center, and at right field is Emma Foster.
It was really good. She said it better than last.
The first of the University of North Dakota players out on this team is up to the plate, and taking a high ball is Alina Foreman. Foreman to shallow right center field. It's rolling to the fence, and Roth is on her horse trying to get to it. Gets to the fence, frozen in. And a stand-up double will start the game from the plate for the Salty Waves. I'll bring up Kennedy Thompson. Two local kids for the Crush in terms of Roth and Portillo filling in today. Vanguard University softball players accrued to fill in a couple vacancies for the Crush today. So some home field advantage, but Roth normally plays in right field. Portillo, the starting third baseman for a chunk of the season for the Lions. Now out on the outfield, Defleson comes home. Change up in the dirt for a ball. Kennedy Thompson, the University of Hawaii, 5'5" freshman from Santa Clarita in Saugus High School. 3 games, 12 at-bats, 7 runs scored, 2 hits, 1 in each game versus Jackson State on February 27th and 28th. Takes a strike, runs the count to 2-1. Her and Tara Skinner representing the only 2 players in all 4 teams who go to a school in Hawaii. Foul tip straight back. Even scenes out at 2 apiece. Bottom of the first, runner at second. Defleson winds and yanks it straight to the fencing. Held on way too late. Makes the count full at 3-2. So the first run of the game just 60 feet away. Thompson at the plate. Alina Foreman at third. Will be joined by Thompson at first. Runners at the corners with nobody out. Waves 1-1, splitting with the Wild. The Crush taking it out on the Quacks 2 games in a row, mercying them in the first game, having to battle back in the second game, but still prevailing. Defleson throws her next pitch in there for a strike. Oh dear. Oh, honey. A reminder that Honey the dog is on the broadcast today. Bestest of friends to have on the broadcast. Defleson, that's low at the knees, and no throw. Stolen base for Thompson. I played this game. That's pop up into shallow right field. Foster squeezes it, looks to third, comes home with it, and it's a run in on sac fly for Bailey Brand Castilleja. So, sac fly, so that's how you do it. Get them on, get them over, get them home. Job done for Castilleja as Thompson ends up at third, and Foreman scores 1-0 in favor of the home team. Designated home team here for this encounter. Deffelson bowls one in the dirt, and Allison Wolf didn't want to swing at that one, but she decided to swing before she saw it hit the ground. So she's down on the count 0-1. The freshman from Valencia, California, and high school. 33 hitter for McAllister. One of two players from McAllister on this squad. Comes up empty on the next pitch. 0-2 has probably the best bat to uniform match of all the players across all the teams. Meshing him perfectly with the outfit. That one in the ground for a ball. It's not even intentional, but it's a great look.
So glad you commented on it.
Honey agrees with me. Deffelson gives off a shake to one pitch. Low in the crouch and on its way. Fouled up and out of play.
It sounded like it was like in the speaker.
Deffelson. Here it comes again, and this is going to be another fly ball to right. Foster circling, moving from her right to her left, and back to back. Sacrifice flies make it 2-0. Double on a walk, cashed in. RBIs for Brand Castilleja and a Wolf. Castilleja, the Cal State University Northridge player, the first one, and Wolf the second one. Takes us to the other North Dakota player in Brooklyn House. First pitch, line foul. 0-1 to House. Sophomore out of Highland, California, and Citrus Valley High School. Batted .207. 26 appearances, 16 starts, 58 at-bats. 2-run score, 12 hits, 1 double. Drove in 5 runs, 13 strikeouts, and no walks, and takes strike 2 there.
One of them.
Next one from Deffelson, another foul. Roth in center field, and
I thought I heard him say
there's no way there's 2 balls. I have it at 0-2, but whatever. That will be on the outer half, Mariner up, strike 3. And Deffelson will leave the inning, but it is 2-0 in favor of the Waves as we head to the second.
said was like, get us a stadium.
Katie McGee leading off here, top of the second. That's right off the outer elbow. Ooh, that was not comfortable. Kayla McGee hit by pitch to start things off.
Hey.
And that will bring up Juliet Verdugo.
No. It's immediately.
Wasn't even wearing an elbow protector. Seemed to take that one quite easily. Was McGee. Bottom of the order here for the Crush. Swing and a miss. Strike two. Verdugo, the DH for the Crush. And Beliveau just misses the belt with the fastball. 1 and 2. Emma Foster is on deck, and now she'll come to the plate. Swing and miss, strike three. And that is 2 Ks now for the starting pitcher, Beliveau. And Emma Foster, the right fielder, will hit. And then it's the 2 Vanguard Lions and Lily Roth and Adriana Portillo. Beliveau gives it, and it's outside. Tapped foul. 1 and 1. Foster out of Howard. Team that went 31 and 20 on the season. .5V freshman out of Los Gatos, California, fouls it away. Castilleja High School. 2 games and a run scored. Run scored coming across. Well, the team was at University of Minnesota. Grounder to second, and it's going to be an error. As Brooklyn House went down, and it just leaked right under her glove. So 2 on and 1 out. Brings up Lily Roth, one of the 2 Vanguard Lions called into active service. A .272 hitter for the sophomore. Starting and played in 45 games. Swing and a little dribbler on the left side. That's going to be a fielder's choice. And out on the play is McGee going to third. Still 2 on though. But now 2 out for Adriana Portillo, the starting third baseman for the Lions in 52 games. 45 hits and 158 at-bats for a .285 average. 4 doubles, 3 triples, 21 runs batted in for Adri, who almost has to chasse out of the way of that one. Low and inside at the feet. 1 and 0. Adri takes high and away for ball 2. 2 and 0. 2 on with 2 out here in the top of the second. McGee out at first in the last play, so Foster at second, Roth at first. .2-0 on its way, and Adri's going to hit it on the right side. That's into shallow right field, a base hit. 2 out knock, loads him up. Trailing by 2 and 2 runners in scoring position. Riley Reeves will be the hitter for the Crush. 5'7" freshman out of Turlock, California, and Pittman High School. .290 hitter on the season at UC Davis. Started in 46 or 48 games with 36 hits, under 24 at bats, 15 runs scored. But that's herself. She's looking to add to the 17 that she drove in at UC Davis. 5 doubles, 2 triples, and a home run. Bellevue wants to do some field maintenance out there in the circle. A couple of these teams with some teammates on them. North Dakota players and McAllister over on the Waves. A couple Vanguard Lions subbing in, and then the battery mates from UC Davis here on this crush side. That's inner half strike from Bellevue. 2 balls and a strike. A couple Big Ten players. Bellevue at Wisconsin. Kiki Estrada from the Quacks at Ohio State. That's foul. And then the Quacks also have Lawton from the University of Oregon.
This one? Part of your comment. Yeah, that's one thing I can't do.
That was a ball, so that runs the count full. 3-2.
The size. My brain don't work like that.
Reeves trying to potentially tie the game. Bellevue gives a shake of the head to the right hip and in the motion. Pop up, shallow center field, a lot of running room, but it's going to be caught there by the center fielder Kennedy Thompson, and the bases are loaded. As we head to the bottom of the second, it is still 2-0. Bottom of the second, Garcia, Tapia, and Gatewood due up. Alex Garcia, the first baseman, leading it off against Deflison. Takes top right corner of the zone, 0-1. Roth, one of the few outfielders so far in this league that has been, as that one's fouled away, has been standing almost straight away behind second. Most of the outfielders in center have been standing to the left of second base here from behind home plate. Roth standing straight up, cutting down a little bit of the gap to right center, but making that left center gap a little larger than some of the other center fielders have. That's a ball. 1-2 to Garcia.
So she doesn't have to go to the top.
Brings her bat ready. Deflison, off-speed changeup, and it's popped up. And Roth comes in and catches it in very shallow left center field for the first out.
Let me talk to my mom.
Dylan Tapia, freshman out of McAllister. We have Wolf out of Tarzana, California, Notre Dame High School. A .271 hitter with 34 games played, 19 starts, 59 at-bats, 16 hits, 6 runs scored, 4 doubles, no triples, a home run, and 15 driven in, 6 walks to 7 strikeouts, and a stolen base. First hit coming in against North Central Minnesota, a double on February the 21st.
Was that a call?
We'll see. Fastball on the inner half. Outside and then in from Deflison. Staring in for the sign, rears back. Outside for a 2-1 count.
You're the professional.
Foul down the right field line. Good contact from Tapia. Couldn't quite get the bat squared up away in the opposite field direction for a hit. Vanguard softball with a day camp this week, which is why we're at 2 and 4 today and tomorrow. The afternoon sun still has plenty of time left up there in the SoCal sky before it starts dipping. And it's going to be a little blooper right at the edge of the dirt. Into shallow left field, Tapia with a hit. Portillo flicks it into the infield. And so that will bring up Savannah Gatewood. One of the other local players in terms of school. Of course, Roth and Portillo parachuting in from the day from this campus, but not too far away is CBU. That's where Gatewood plays. She's a sophomore there, 5'5", out of Valencia, California, West Branch High School. Takes the first pitch, hits it to Tia Johnson. That's off her glove and into foul territory. And a...
Single on an error? Or is it just a
Would you say something?
Or would you say error?
A single. We'll be kind.
We'll be kind.
Makes it back-to-back singles for the Salty Waves, 2 on, 1 out.
Back to the same spot here.
Melina Alifano out of University of Northern Colorado. 5'6" freshman out of Half Moon Bay, California. And Notre Dame High School. Takes a ball. She didn't get into a game this year. Comes ready with the 1-0 count as Def lifts on, and that's fouled away to the fence. Foreman is on deck, so Belleville not hitting. Def lifts on with 2 on, 1 out. Stroke to second, could be an Indiana double play. No, the toss to second goes into the outfield. A run is going to score, and it will be runners at the corners, 3-0 Waves.
Now do I do it as an error?
So this is going to be fielder's choice. Alfano then move the batter. Foreman.
Oh, that was the problem. I wish this changed.
Yeah, I wish there was a way you could say like.
Yeah.
Actually, it does. It does.
No, it
gets a little
does.
better, so-
You just have to manually hit it to see it.
Yeah, I wish
doesn't
it would.
switch.
You could tell like the pitcher isn't batting. Like,
Oh,
I
yeah,
can't tell you to do
yeah.
that. I think that was a ball. So scoring is Tapia. Gatewood goes first to third on the air. Alfano to first, as that's chop foul, 1-1. The second baseman Andrea Garcia fielded it And the throw over to the shortstop, Reeves, just nowhere close to second. And that pitch is nowhere close to the plate. Runner's going to come home, and scoring on the wild pitch is Gatewood. Alifano goes to third. Yeah. 2-1. 4 in over 2 1/3. That's a strike on the inner half. 2-2. Foreman out of Simi Valley and Simi Valley High School. The freshman hit 186 for North Dakota. 8 hits and 43 at-bats. 8 runs scored, 2 doubles. 6 runs batted in, 16 strikeouts to 7 walks. First hit came against Drake on February the 8th. Had a pair of 2 RBI games against Arizona State on February the 14th and April the 24th against Minnesota Crookston. Chopper to third. Johnson handles it. Throw is not going to be in time. And that will be an error on the third baseman to put runners up the corners.
You want it as an error?
Yeah.
Throw
5.
still?
No. It was done. Put it back. Great. A ball to Kenny Thompson, and then a stolen base for Foreman gets her into scoring position. Next one from Defleson, inside for a strike. 1-1. So that's 2 stolen bases for the Waves. One by Foreman and one by the hitter Thompson. 2 in. And that's wide. 2 balls and a strike. So that's 2 runs now in both the first and second for the Waves. Wind up. And that one is launched high on the fastball. 3 balls and a strike. Bailey Brand Castilleja, the designated hitter, waiting on deck. Here comes the 3-1 offering. Swing and a miss. So right at full. Base is open, and a walk will fill it. So that is 0 for day so far for Thompson, but 2 walks has her OBP at 1,000. And Defleson certainly in quite some trouble here. Needs to get Brand Castilleja out to avoid more runs coming in. The CSUN player, freshman 5'4" from Bakersfield and Bakersfield High School. Got in 1 game. Made 1 trip to the plate. Got hit by a pitch. And that was her season. Not that it caused an injury, but that's the only time she was able to come to the plate. Swings and hits it foul down the left field line to make the count 1-1. Alfano at third, Foreman at second, Thompson at first. For the Salty Waves, who lead 4-0. Thompson found herself at second as the sun shines down on the VU softball field. That's an off-speed pitch breaking over the outer half, 1-2. So Defleson with a 1-2 count. Chance to end it here. Wind up, fastball, breaks back over the inner half. Ringer up, strike 3. Takes the sac fly out of play. Second strikeout for her day. Allison Wolf, the third baseman, had a sac fly her first time up. Now needs a hit to increase the lead. 3 on, 2 out here, bottom second. High, it's off the glove, and the runners will hold. A tentative advance down the line by Alfano. And she backpedaled to the base. Count goes to 1-1. Deflefson bounces one in. Kayla McGee moving this way and that, trying to keep a couple of these pitches in front of her. Did so on that hop. Goes in east, give her like a hockey goalie, and takes that one in the glove outside of the strike zone. 3 balls and a strike. Wolf hunched over the plate, gets under it. It's in foul territory for Tia Johnson, and does snag it, then drops it. A foul ball. Full count. And a break for Wolf as Johnson took a couple steps too far to her right and had to reach her left hand back. And she had it. It was when she then brought the glove down across her body did she drop it. If she probably just left it up there, kept the squeeze on, they would have called her out, and then she could have dropped it, and the inning would have been over. Instead, next 3-2 pitch is fouled away. Alex Garcia flew out to start the inning. Back-to-back singles from Tapia and Gatewood. Alfano reached on a fielder's choice, and Error brought one home. Error and a walk have loaded it up here. 4-0 in favor of the Waves, trying to add on. And Wolf will add on, single to the left side, bouncing to Portillo, who thinks about uncorking it to home and walks it into the end zone, into the infield. An RBI single for Allison Wolf. Makes it 5-0 and 3 in this inning. Bring up Brooklyn House. Brooklyn House, strikeout victim, her first time out, takes strike 1. 207 hitter at North Dakota from Highland, California, Citrus Valley High School. First hit came on February 16th, 2024 against Sacramento State. Ball inside, level things at 1-1. 5 games, 18 at-bats in 2024. 12 hits and 58 tries in 2025. 2 hits for Dartmouth, a season high, on March 14th. And 2 RBIs against Colgate on March 7th. And at Omaha on 3/29 comes up empty. It's 1-2. Deflefson, count in her favorite 1-2. Base is still loaded. Swing and a miss. Strike is going to be called strike 3, and they will, because the bases are loaded, don't need to throw him down to first, and that will retire the side. 3 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors, and 3 runners left on base. Here in the bottom of the second, we head to the third, 5-0. Waves on top. top of the third. Crush needing some runs. Down by 5. Middle part of the order, Cordell, Defleson, and Johnson due up. Cordell had a single her first time up. And we'll take a ball. The right-handed hurler from the University of Wisconsin brings it. Strike. Down the gut. 1-1. Quick swing sent to the fence. 1-2. Cordell, lefty on righty matchup, swings, hits it opposite field. It's going to foul territory and will fall and skip into the Vanguard dugout, or excuse me, bullpen. Keep down the left field line, which the Waves are occupying what is traditionally the Vanguard side of the field. Crush in the visitors' dugout. 1-2. Becomes ball 2. While upstairs. 2-2. Beliveau hits her right on the shoulder. Second batter that she has hit today, and that will put the leadoff player aboard. Luckily, she was able to turn and took it more on the upper part of her arm than anything else. That might leave a mark, though. Defleson, a walker first time up, and takes a strike. Looking on the inner half. The Aggie has a couple extra base hits in this tournament so far. Strike 2, top left part of the zone from our perspective. And Defleson takes a ball that was close to the same pitch and same result, but the umpire didn't like that one as much. And the 1-2 offering. Inside, got it at the edge. Ring up, strike 3. Third strikeout for Beliveau brings up Tia Johnson with an out. The windup, and Johnson comes up empty as the Chico State player tries to catch up to that fastball. Tiana Johnson, West Sacramento, California, and Christian Brothers High School. Chico State going 22-24 this year, and Johnson had 1 hit and 18 at-bats. Swings at the first, comes up empty. Watch the second one go by for strike 2. 0-2 with a runner on first as Cordell was hit by a pitch to start the inning. Defleson strikes out. Johnson, great pop-up snag there by the catcher Tapia. Bounds out of her crouch and snags it in the air. That keeps Cordell at first base. The next offering, towering pop-up, foul territory, and in front of the third base dugout. It is squeezed on by Wolf. Drea Garcia takes a strike. The Crush missing Macy Fuller today. Next pitch outside for a ball, makes it 1-1. Garcia went down on strikes her first time up, so she's 0-1. Out of Grace University, foul tip. 1-2. which you can go look up the softball team on the Grace University website. Couldn't get much of a schedule or stats from it though. That's high and quickly outside for a ball. Two balls, two strikes. Top three, runner on, two down. Appeal for a check swing. Nobody there to appeal to. Full count. And that is swung on, and just getting a tip of that was Garcia to send it to the backstop. So she earns herself another pitch. Trying by 5 runs. Crush would love to get a 2-out rally going. They had to rally against the Quacks in their last game. Trail early, came back 1-9-7. Swing and a miss though. That will do it. 2 strikeouts in the inning. Beliveau sets him down. A hit by pitch and a runner left on base. We're headed to the bottom of the 3rd. First pitch, hit, and Portillo makes the catch out in left field. Alex Garcia lined that one deep. Portillo slide step to her left, then reached back and grabbed it as it was starting to tail away to her right. And the third baseman knows how to handle things at the hot corner, is able to handle that one in left field. Out number 1. Brings up Dylan Tapia. Next pitch, that is hit to right field, and it's going to be over the head of the right fielder. And it's on the run now as Foster gets to it, throws it in. A stand-up Demler double for Tapia. 2 for 2 on the day as she towers that one hopper to the fence. One out and a double. Here for the Waves, leading 5-0, bottom 3. Savannah Gatewood, single her first time up. Watches his first pitch spin its way in. A lot of rotation on that ball. It's in there for strike 1. Deflifson looking for the drop ball to fall into the top of the zone. Can't get it to go. One and one. Bottom of the 3rd. Runner on second. 1 out. Deflifson, and that's stroked right over her head, and Roth's going to cut it off in center field. Now it gets under her glove, but it's going to be a single, and the runner holds at 3rd. Tapia not electing to advance. And that will be back-to-back hits to put runners at the corners with 1 out. Lena Alfano reached on a fielder's choice her last time up. Ball low and inside. One-0. It's 218 down the left field line, 215 down the right field line here at the VU softball field. And Molina takes, and it's bending over the plate and off the glove, though, of the catcher McGee. It's going to be a pass ball. That puts the runner Gatewood at second. So one on, runners at second and third, check swing, and a missed high appeal. Did not go. 2 balls and a strike. Roth now shaded to left to second for a right-handed hitter. One hop, McGee picks it up. 3 balls and a strike. In the windup, Deflison. And that's a hard chopper to Johnson. A runner and a rundown. And a wry smile on the face there of Tapia. She took a couple steps and realized she was in a little too deep. Gatewood stays at second. Reaching on the fielder's choice is Alfano. And back to the top of the lineup, 2 gone. Back to the top of the order. Foreman, a double, reach on an error. And that ball is going to get to the backstop. Wild pitch. Putting runners at second and third again. Deflison got a ground out, though. 4 out number 2 takes the sacrifice off the table. This could load things up, though. That's ball 3. So the Aggie needs to do a little delicate dance here to avoid loading the bases and bringing up Kennedy Thompson, who has 2 walks so far in this ball game. That one's down the middle on the gimme. Deflison with a shake of the head. Now brings it home. High and outside, and the pitch gets away. So the walk will put Foreman aboard. Gatewood comes in to score. Alfano over to third, and it is 6-0. Thompson again, 0 for 0 technically, but 2 walks. I've seen her on the base pass both times. That's 5 balls and 6 pitches for Deflison. Very nice first couple of games. Picking up a pair of wins. Fastball, can't find the belt. 2-0. Foreman at first, Alfano at third. The 2-0 on its way. Over the inner half in the zone. 2 balls, 1 strike. Bottom third, 6-0. Unless the Crush can get something going offensively against Belleville, the Waves are inching their way towards Mercy Rule territory. Swing and a miss. Makes it 2-2. 2-2, 2 gone. 2 on. Bottom of the third. And that's drilled to the right center gap. That's easily going to be 1. Now what can Foreman do running the bases? She's going to be sent home. And Thompson is in there standing up with a triple. 2 have scored. It's 8-0. Two RBI triple for Kennedy Thompson. On base all 3 times here this afternoon. Bailey Brancastilleja, the DH. Strikeout and a sac fly. Now digs in. 83 pitches for Deflison. 22 strikes, I believe is how that's reading. In 2 2/3. Grounded foul at the plate, 0-1. It's already the 3rd time through the lineup here for the Waves. And that one is going to be caught by Portillo. She really didn't have to move, reaches up and hauls it in to retire the side. But 3 hits and a walk produced 3 runs, and after 3, it is 8-0. Garcia and Wolf have flip-flopped, so Wolf at first, Garcia at third, and Brancastilleja is now behind the plate. And Tapia is now just hitting. Brings us to the top of the 4th, and it will be McGee leading off, takes high for a ball. Hit by pitch, her first time up. This is the 2nd here in the top of the 4th. And the Crush, after putting up plenty of runs in those first 2 games, 8 and then, or I think 5 and then 9. And none so far today against Belleville. 1-0, the Badger brings it home. Low for a ball. 2-0, McGee, Verdugo, Foster. 6, 7, 8 spots. The Vanguard duo of Roth and Portillo behind them if the Crush get a bit of a rally going here in their half of the 4th inning. And Belleville can't get that call at the knees on the outer half. 3-0. That will be a strike. One of the furthest to come from across the country, playing at Ohio Christian McGee, Mitchellville, Iowa native. Southeast Polk High School fouls it away. Full count. Saw her when she was getting in her car and saw her Iowa license plate. I spent 2 years myself, getting my master's in Oskaloosa, Iowa. Know the Iowa license plate well, as that one is low and away for a ball. So said hello and welcome to SoCal. A very long drive out there from Iowa back to California. And some of that stretch through the desert is a little boring, but what are you going to do? Brings up Juliet Verdugo, 0 for 1. McGee hit by a pitch and now is taking a walk on time, both at-bats, though they don't count as at-bats. Plate appearances, we'll call it. That's a strike on the shown bunt by Verdugo. That puts Wolf and Garcia on notice. They inch a little closer. Low, 1-1. One and one. Pink bow in her hair underneath the helmet, and that's down the middle, but skimming the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. 2-1 on its way. High and drop, but it's not going to get away far enough for McGee to advance. 3 balls and a strike.
Hey, trust your defense, babe. Slow it down, kid.
Belvo rubs the fingers, gets some grip, and heaves it in, and a foul tip. Makes the count full 3-2. So we're just about an hour in here, top 4. 1 on, no out. And now put 2 on. Back-to-back walks. Emma Foster reached on an error her first time up. Pellevo, right down Broadway. Strike 1. Gee on second. And Verdugo at first. Hit to the right side of the infield, and it will be a tag for 1, a throw on to first for 2. And Brooklyn House gets 2 outs herself. McGee gets to third, but the double play will hurt the cause of the crush, bringing up Lily Roth. Roth, freshman last year, started taking over some playing time in her first year and emerged as an almost consistent starter here in her second season. Was here today helping with the Vanguard softball development Nike camp. Trickles that one foul left side. 0-2. And in need of players, her interim head coach, Gabby Sandoval, asked her to step on in, get a jersey. All right, Adri Portillo, and Roth's won a little too much out of her shoes there against Belleville. Looking to drive in a run. Experiencing a D1 pitcher. That one's high and at the inside, right at the belt. Ringer up, strike 3. Two walks and a runner left on base. And the Crush can't score. We're heading to the bottom of the 4th. 8-0 the score. Defleson is back in the circle. And she is set to go here in the bottom of the fourth. Wolf House and Garcia due up here for the Waves. You are at the Mercy Rule run limit, or minimum, I should say. Could go beyond it. So that's a swing and a miss for strike one. But the minimum needed has been met, so if they can get 3 outs in the top of the fifth, this one will be over. And that is at the knees against Wolf for strike two. Wolf a sac fly and a RBI single. 2 RBIs today, 1 for 1 as well. And she takes, hits, and that's going to get past the dive. There, the shortstop Reeves, and it's going to roll all the way to the fence as Portillo couldn't get to it. Roth has it at the fence. The throw in to Reeves, and sees a stand-up double for Brooklyn House. Brooklyn House 0 for 2. Grounded out her last time up and takes that pitch outside for a ball. Strike out her first time up. The only strikeout for Defleson so far. So 89 pitches, number 90 on the way. That is ball 2 inside. And I just figured out that the Ever Tracker is not strikes, it's pitches in that inning. So that's pitch number 5 of her 4th frame. Swinging a foul tip, sends it to the screen. 2-1. On its way, hit, chopper, foul. Left side, rolling all the way into the deep left field corner. Hope you are enjoying this one and that you are able to watch and enjoy. And whatever else you might have on. Unless this is your main phase, that one's going to be a ball, and a pass ball gets a runner to third. 3-1. House standing in there, swings, 1 hopper, 2 hops to Reeves. Throw to first is in time, but the ground ball will give an RBI to Brooklyn House. As Wolf scores to make it 9-0. First RBI of the day for Brooklyn House. Brings up Alex Garcia. Base is empty, 1 in, 1 out. And takes strike 1. Looking. Pop out, or fly out and a line out. Both to Portillo in left field. And they'll circle up there. In the circle. Making sure that Defleson's ankle is okay. A little cooler today than Saturday. Saturday was pretty warm, and it might be warm over the next week as we keep this Golden Bay Softball League action going. Breeze is cooling off, and it just didn't get as hot today as that's inside for a ball. 1-1. Probably in the mid to low 70s at this point. The sun dips towards the right field corner. So plenty of sunshine to work with. Off the bottom part of the bat, and Reeves charges in to make the catch. Garcia now 0 for 3. Two outs for Dylan Tapia. Single and a double. 2 for 2 so far today. Need a triple or a home run, and then some help from the Crush to have a dream of the cycle. Takes a ball to start her at bat. Gatewood on deck. Those two combined 4 for 4 towards the bottom of the lineup. And that's going to be right back to the pitcher. Deflefsen makes the little catch on what turns out to be a little lazy line out to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down. Deflefsen finally gets the job done here in the bottom of the 4th. We're heading to the 5th, and the Waves need 3 outs to end this one early. Adrian Portillo, single or first time up. Looking to get the Waves started with the crush of a rally, but hits the first pitch right back to the pitcher. 1-3 out, number 1. Back to the top of the order, Reeves and Cordell. Reeves ground out and a fly out. 0 for 2. Not that many hits here for the Crush. That's ball number 1. Cordell, the only player. Cordell and Kayla McGee, the only two who've reached base both times. But it's Cordell who has the only hit of those, as that's fouled away. Cordell single, hit by a pitch. McGee hit by a pitch and a walk. Two singles for the Crush against Bellevaux. That's low for ball 2, 2-1. Right to left, and squaring up is Bellevaux. And over the outer half, called strike 2. Puts swings at 2 apiece. She kicks and deals, and Reeves just holds up as it falls into terra firma. Wanted to hack at it. Holds back. Full count, 1 out. Bellevaux delivers. Inner half, Rainer up strike 3. At the belt. 2 gone. 6 strikeouts for Bellevaux. Avery Cordell needs to start a long 2-out rally if the Crush are going to keep this ball game going. Takes the first pitch. Just a little off the plate on the outside. 1 out. Next pitch is about the same spot and for the same result. Quickly 2-0. Deflefsen waits on deck. Starter on tap for her first loss to this league. Brooklyn House fields, jumps. The Jeter hop pulls the first baseman off the bag. Garcia. Or excuse me. Wolf had to reach off the bag and couldn't bring it in. It was a close play, and I think she would have beat it out anyway. So Cordell now with another hit. Deflison takes a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. Walking a strikeout and slashes that one back up the middle into center field for back-to-back base hits. Johnson, ground out and a foul out. Third baseman. Moving the bat behind her head. Deflison at first. And Cordell at second. Swing and a miss. Johnson comes up empty, 0-1. Top of the fifth, 9-0. The Waves over the Crush. Johnson trying to keep this little streak going here.